done when you're home. I'll never leave you alone. Your story's done when you're home.
Thank you.
To the radio,
Thank you.
All right, it is WMSE's Local Live, and as you can hear, we have our live audience with us here down at Club Garibaldi. We just want to remind you guys to bring up some audience questions. You've got those note cards on your tables. Just feel free to bring them up. We've got a few here. Maybe I'll start with a couple of our own and then move on to the audience ones. Sound good? All right. I know that you guys, you just played across the street a couple days ago, actually, at Cactus Club for the Milwaukee record halftime of the Packer game. Are you guys Packer fans?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. Were there any like sports-related themed music for your halftime show?
We kind of ran. We had a mini set really, so we ran like four tracks off our EP.
Okay.
But no, I mean outside of that, there wasn't like we didn't pull like a Lil Wayne and like make a Packers themed green and yellow track. We should have. I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe next year. Were you actually hanging from the ceiling like Lady Gaga?
No. Nah. We can't pull off those stunts after Kevin, the incident that happened with Kevin on the road. So.
I don't want to remember that.
Well, now I think we're gonna have to hear about that. You can't just mention that. And not I'm just making stuff up on the spot. or.
I'm sorry. There's no salacious story. Not yet anyway. So I don't know.
Was it easier to play to a crowd like that, or more difficult because they're all hyped up on the game, or it's a really unusual experience playing to sports fans?
I think the thing that helped was that they were winning.
Right.
So I think it always helps to have like a happy like Packer crowd, because a mopey Packer crowd doesn't make for a good just a good crowd for a show, I feel like. So
yeah, you lucked out.
I can imagine.
I'm going to do an audience question. Someone out there wants to know Sega Genesis or Super Nintendo, if you had to pick.
Well, in my household, we grew up as on the Super Nintendo side of the tracks. So I have nothing against Sega. Sega is pretty fantastic. Still putting out good games. But yeah, Super Nintendo on this side, that's for me. I don't know.
No, I agree. Yeah.
I agree with you both as well. Yeah, Super Nintendo.
I was on the
rules.
Sega side, but I think that's just my parents bought a used one, and that's.
Oh,
what they
there you
could
go.
afford.
I mean, Sega also had blast processing, so.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah, exactly. It was just a buzzword that we got blast processing. It's better than Super Nintendo.
Someone out there wants to know something that I guess is good to get out of the way first. What is your band name all about?
Go ahead. That's all you.
Do you have any insight you want to share on this, Kev?
When Will and I first started making music, we made a song about a scientist who makes a robot and falls in love with her. It's called Bio Android Girl.
This is true.
Yeah, this is real. I'm not lying now. But anyway, one of the lyrics was "Fight on, my immortal girlfriend," and then something about immortal girlfriend just kind of it stuck. It made sense. So yeah.
It stuck. Also, I mean, to kind of pull it out of that context, at the time, I feel like I was going through like relationship woes. So it was kind of like, for me, music was like the immortal girlfriend was like the one that wouldn't leave you, like your basically that robot, essentially. It's kind of that perpetual thing, that perennial thing that's in your life that's like a good thing. So I feel like that name kind of drew from good and bad, like, experiences. But no, I don't know. I've just kind of been rolling with it, so kind of caught on, I guess.
It certainly seems to have, yeah. All right, so here's another audience question. Other than synthwave, what are a few of your favorite musical genres?
This is good. These are good questions.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
So we're kind of all over the map. I mean, I know for me personally, I like a lot of like grow up. I don't know. A lot of this stems back to basically music that I've been hearing my whole life, like growing up. So, grow up hearing like Anita Baker and like Sade, and then but also during like the '90s. So you have like Biggie and Tupac. I remember hearing a lot, and then like Nirvana and like grunge bands and stuff like that. So I feel like I'm all over the map. I'm pretty sure Kevin is too when it comes to musical stylings and so all genres of like rock and hip hop and kind of in the vaporwave now. So and every little subgenre. I think I've gotten to the point of listening to music where I can kind of find something that I appreciate in whatever it may be. There are actually a few country songs that I think are good songs. I'm not gonna say that's like a genre I like, but I'm like, hey, if that's a good song, that's a good song. So.
What's your favorite country song?
To be honest, I couldn't even really name the artist, but if I hear the song, I'm like, yeah, I know that's a good song.
I put you on the spot. Sorry.
That's probably my least listened to genre, but. Okay.
No, Aaron, I'm actually a big bluegrass fan. Any bluegrass fans in the audience? Probably. Hey, there's more of us. We need a band together. Yeah.
It's a pretty big bluegrass contingency in Milwaukee, I think.
Yeah.
Someone out there wants to know who's your favorite Milwaukee-based artist locally.
Honestly, there's so many. Shoot.
Can I just name a bunch that I like?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead.
Abby Jean.
Yes.
She's incredible.
Very much so. Yeah.
Classic.
Yes.
Incredible.
True. Classy gentleman too.
Yeah. What about you?
I mean, we're big friends of Lord Freddie. We actually got to do a track with him. So Lord Freddie, Webster X, the Nan Crew.
Everybody that's a musician in Milwaukee. We're fans of. Everybody.
Well, we're rooting for them at least, even if we're not necessarily the hugest fans of genres. But like I said, we're pretty open. So, if anyone's making attempts at playing music, if someone's even on the corner like playing spoons, like we'll support that. We'll support that.
Yeah.
Maybe offer to produce them
Absolutely.
in a future time. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Well, do you guys want to do a couple more songs?
Sure.
Yeah. What are you going to do next?
This next song is a song called Moon Runner, and it's off our Daybreak EP, which is out digitally right now.
Somebody loves, somebody sees, somebody consoles, somebody is me. I'm not a ghost, I'm not a dreams, I'm easy to love. If only you'd see. We wave goodbye to our past, set our hearts to what's next. We roam the vacant roads, past the countless sands. Our destination sure, this is not the end. We'll go till time erodes, until the path begins. wait to see. Can't wait to feel. You needed me there, but I'm still right here. We waved goodbye to our past, set our hearts to what's next. We roam the vacant roads, past the countless sins. Our destination show, this is not the end. We'll go till time erodes, until the path begins. she likes to feel the rain and the thunder. I'm drawn into her flame, her soft glowing color. She doesn't know my name. I'm starting to wonder, baby, I'll be in love in the summer dream. With these short weeks, I give you a love that you never seen. I said I'd never fall in love in December. I would wait all night if I knew you'd be gone in the winter. No distance can come between our need for each other. Can't wait till the seasons change. I want you forever, baby. I'll be in love in the summer dream. With these short weeks, I'll give you a love that you've never seen. Call me, baby. I'll be in love in the summer dream. With these short weeks, I'll give you a love that you've never seen. Give you a love that you've never seen. Give you a love that you've never seen.
Thank you.
All right. You are listening to WMSE. Got Immortal Girlfriend. Second little set. Thanks everyone who came out. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Got a nice audience out there. If you're listening online, you just are tuning in. We're here with Immortal Girlfriend. Cal is going to dive into some more questions.
Yeah, I was wondering, have you guys been making music together like since you were kids, or is it kind of a more recent development?
Yeah. I mean, we've grew up in the same household, so we spent a lot of time. I feel like I got into music late. Kevin was like playing music like way earlier. He was like 11 and stuff like that, like playing guitar, like a virtuoso. But I feel like I got into doing music kind of late. But yeah, no, I mean, ever since we started, like, ever since I kind of picked up playing guitar, and he could kind of play drums pretty well, so we were in like a bit of a rock band for a little bit.
No, it was it was screamo.
Yeah, man.
Don't deflect it. It was a screamo.
It
band.
was.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
It was pretty lit, actually. For the time being. For the time being, it was. Yeah.
What was that band called?
Starwind and Hawking.
Yeah, shouts
and
out.
And our MySpace is still out there, so if you guys
Yes.
want to check it out.
But
Don't check it out, but
Yeah.
it's there if you want to check it out. You know what I'm saying?
the player doesn't work. Like, we went to the MySpace player and it didn't work. So I'm like,
You can
okay.
see pictures of me at like
Yeah.
13 years old, going hard.
Yeah. So I basically, that was kind of our first foray into music together. And then soon after that, after we're done with all the screaming and whatnot, we started messing with like electronic music mainly, just kind of dipping more into like more chill stuff. And then, let's see. Yeah. And then we kind of did a band as a two-piece before Immortal Girlfriend. And yeah. So, I mean, it was just our foray in the music has been kind of interesting, just trying to dial in a sound, and I mean, because we're fans of like so many different styles of music, we're just trying to kind of find our own voice through all the tech and instruments and stuff like that, and yeah, so.
So when you guys started out, the story goes you practiced in your parents' basement.
Oh,
right?
for sure.
So
like relentlessly and endlessly.
Thanks, Mom and Dad, if you're listening.
For real.
You guys didn't
Shouts
tell
out
us
to
to shut
Mom.
up. And yeah, thanks, guys.
did they give you a lot of feedback growing up when you were first, practicing downstairs?
Well, go for it.
No, our parents are like musical, so we actually would jam with them. So every once in a while, you know what I mean. So, yeah.
What do your parents play?
My dad plays bass and my mom plays guitar. Then Will played guitar, I played drums, and we were the Jackson 5. Not quite, but you know what I mean.
That's awesome. Do you still play with them sometimes?
Not as much as we probably should. We should just
Yeah, I
get
think
a little.
we gotta jam out. For sure. Immortal Girlfriend plus the parents. We gotta do a concert or something like that. I don't know.
Look for that down the road. It's exciting. I feel like you guys get tagged with the retro thing a lot, and I think that people kind of forget that like this various styles similar to this, like it never really has gone out of style, or it keeps kind of cycling back in and out of the consciousness. I'm wondering if there are any like contemporary groups that you guys kind of feel a kinship with that are going on now.
Yeah, well, I remember it was probably around maybe 2010 when I started kind of just I started experimenting with like electronic music, maybe around 2008, 2009. But I remember around 2010 just being way more open to kind of checking out bands. I remember checking out like M83, The Naked and Famous, and then like Churches came along, and I'm like, I kind of get it. Like there's definitely like a nostalgia feel in the music and in some of the tones and like patches and stuff like that. But beyond that, it's people that were just making like really good music, and it wasn't confined to a time that like, oh, this has to stay here. It was like they're putting their spin on it, so.
Yeah. Cool.
So with this modern retro sound you guys got, can you tell us a little bit about the gear you used to create that like sweet spot of sound that you really like? Because you've got like a load of gear up here, and not everyone knows what it's all about.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you guys want to hear about that?
Yeah.
Okay, so one of the keyboards that I was a fan of just from watching different bands use it is it's called a Nord. So it's like a Nord lead is like their synths. So I just like it because it has a lot of patches on here that definitely evoke nostalgia, and it's tweakable. It's got a bunch of knobs on top of it. So it's fun to just be messing around, like, oh, that sounds kind of weird, or it sounds kind of cool. So I got it's really synth based.
Yeah, synths and samplers. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, and like drum machines and stuff like that, and yeah.
Do you guys ever pick up samples from anywhere and use them, or do you pretty much create everything from scratch?
Oh, no, like pretty much anything from scratch, like that when it comes to songs or, this different inspiration, I think it's usually we'll either make up an idea and sample ourselves, or, it'll be something like that. Sometimes we do that, sometimes we don't, but.
All right, I think I'm going to go to a couple more audience questions here.
All right.
Someone wanted to know, do you have a favorite song on the EP?
It's actually funny. I didn't really like the EP when we put it out. I didn't like anything. But I was like, whatever. Let's play it in front of people. But I think my favorite personally is the intro, just because I don't know, it kind of sets the mood for everything else, and it's like the most nostalgic, maybe for me at least. I don't know. Yeah.
That's fair.
Sorry. We're breaking up tonight, so this is it. Sorry, guys.
Well, I know a lot of times people say, oh, by the time it comes out, you've already moved on to, newer stuff.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's.
Yeah. Now, for me, I would probably say, actually, Moonrunner, the one we just played a bit ago. Just because that song came to me so strong. Like, I don't have a lot of songs that come together in my head so strong that come out like sounding better than I thought that they would. But at the time, I remember just I was like, all right, I got this idea. And then I was like pitching it to Kevin, like, because Kevin produced the EP. And so I remember just pitching it to him. And he's like, I'm not really feeling it. I don't really like it. And I was like, well, like this has to happen. If I can at least hear what's in my head, I think it'll be cool. And then so then he kind of put his little touch on it. Then I'm like, yeah, like that's it. So definitely for me, Moonrunner is, that's the go-to for me.
All right, and another question from the audience. What is the best part of making music? I love that question.
For me, it's the people. I like there's so many people I'll see on stage and I'll be like, they just seem really into it or whatever. Then you get off stage and it's like kind of weird. I don't believe in that. Like, come to me, let's talk. I want to get to know you guys.
For real.
And even just producing other artists. Like, I met some of the most incredible people I've ever met. And I don't know, the music kind of takes a back seat when there's so many great people around you. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's me.
Woo.
Good answer.
For me, I think one of the best parts about music is when you can basically take an emotion or a feeling, and even if it's negative, and you could turn it around into something positive, something that other people connect to. I think that's a powerful thing to do. Kind of take a negative, turn it into a positive. So, and a lot of this EP was that essentially. A lot of this EP, I was in my feelings like something fierce, and but it kind of turned around into something kind of cool that you kind of sit back and be like, like it's interesting how that can happen. But yeah, so I think for me, music, the healing power of music, and just creativity and just kind of going out there and expressing yourself like how you want to. I think that was probably the coolest thing about this whole project was after playing in a band for so many years and other people are writing songs, I almost feel like, oh, okay, I don't really have a voice. But it's like, no, I do have a voice. And so this has kind of just been that. It's been discovering that too.
Awesome.
Man, that was really beautiful.
Thank you.
I love it. That's how musicians connect with their audience too. Sincerity and comes from the heart. Do you guys have a couple more that we can dive into?
Oh, for sure.
All right, let's do it. Immortal Girlfriend, one more time. Local live on WMSE. Thanks for tuning in tonight, and thanks for coming out.
Stuck in a daze and I lost stay where the blame's all mine. Since you left me, babe, it's been a long way down. Yeah, you left me, babe. It's been a long way down. But you don't know what hurt you, yeah. Ignorance is bliss. I'm a happy idiot, waving at the chorus. I wanna bang my head to the wall till I feel like nothing at all. Cause I'm a happy idiot to keep my mind off you. Since you left me, babe, it's been a long way down. Yeah, you left me, babe. It's been a long way down. Since you left me, babe, it's been a long way down. Yeah, you left me, babe. It's been a long way down. Since you left me, babe. It's been a long way down. Yeah, you left me, babe. It's been a long way down since you left me, babe. Feel like nothing at all. Feel like nothing at all. Feel like nothing at all. Feel like nothing. It's a feel like nothing at all. It's a feel like nothing. It's a feel like nothing.
So that song was a cover of TV on the Radio. That was Happy Idiot. That was our Immortal Girlfriend version of that. Thank you.
You guys want another one?
I never knew how far this would
Thank you.
It's Immortal Girlfriend on WMSE's Local Live. We're down at Club Garibaldi. And I wanted to ask you guys a little bit about Nice FM. It's kind of, you guys had some of your early releases kind of in collaboration with them.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about them, how you got connected with them?
Yeah, they're kind of a local collective. I think they're more towards electronic. So I think Donnie, he heard some of our stuff, and we kind of partnered with them. They kind of helped us out with some shows and stuff like that. So yeah, we released some of our stuff, like first few singles and stuff like that with them. But yeah, I mean, for the most part, we're completely independent band, though. We're not really like signed to anybody or managed or anything like that. So
Seemed like a good fit for the to get your foot
yeah,
in the door, though.
yeah, no, they're awesome. They're awesome. Yeah, like it's a lot of electronic music and like other groups from here, but also nationally, I think too. There's a few people from like New York and stuff like that. So yeah, they're shouts out to Nice FM if they're listening. They're a cool bunch of folks.
So you guys have also collaborated as producers with like Webster X,
Yeah.
Lex Allen. How much
Yeah.
creative balance do you have when you're working creatively with somebody else that's outside of your, what you guys do?
I think, wait, what's the question again? One more time.
When you're working with, say you're producing, Webster X's song, how much creative, input do you guys share? Is it heavy on one side or the other?
They've been, I mean, the people we've worked with have been really cool, and like, if they want our like influence on it, they're cool with us just kind of doing our thing.
Sure.
But when it comes to like producing other stuff, like we put a song out with Valerie Lightheart, and
Yes.
it was totally different genre. But
Yes.
I think we take like what we've listened to, or we're currently listening to, and what we've liked in the past, and we get to incorporate it in other people's music. So it's a lot of fun. That's one of my favorite parts of all of this.
Being a musical chameleon.
Right. Something like that, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he summed it up pretty well.
Do you have any songs that you're working on right now that you can talk about that are coming out?
Top
There's
secret.
there's
Top
this
secret
one artist,
stuff. Can't talk about it.
Her name's Beyonce. No, I was kidding. I'm kidding. No.
I don't know if you heard of her. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe not. She's local.
That's Beyonce with 2 E's. Beyonce.
Right.
All right, we had a couple more really good audience questions come in. Here's one. Are there other music cities that interest or excite you guys?
Oh, definitely.
Milwaukee.
Yeah. Like Nashville, which is interesting just because they're not just like country. Like they have a lot of other stuff going on. Like LA, I guess, like the LA scene. Even Chicago and
Or like Toronto. I think
Yeah.
every city is a music city now, pretty much. There's something
some,
cool
Some
going
of
on.
the seeming to be, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Eau Claire, Wisconsin is now.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
So what do you think, this person also wanted to know, what do you think Milwaukee's best features and biggest challenges are?
As a music city, or just in
That's
general?
what I'm gathering, but this
Okay.
person could speak up if it's something broader.
Who said this?
reveal yourself. Yeah.
I think one of the positives is it's pretty small for the most part. It's smaller than Chicago, but it's not like. I mean, I see that as a positive. I guess you could see it as a negative, but yeah.
Yeah, I would say just overall, just desire, just having like a will to kind of go out there and do it. And I feel like with Milwaukee in particular, with it being a smaller city, you can go out any night of the week and see a great band play, and you can be inspired by it. So I see that as a positive, So I'd say that's definitely something we have going for it. But beyond that, I guess just comes the downside of having a small city, maybe not necessarily having the resources or having the connections. I think more connections are being made outside of the city currently even. But overall, programs like Backline and just even certain artists just coming up and coming back to the community and kind of trying to give back and just help out other artists. I think that's that's a big win.
Now, have you done any touring outside of Milwaukee yet?
We haven't, not yet.
So if anyone's out there listening.
Yeah. If anyone wants to help us book a tour.
Booking agents.
Right, exactly.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we haven't. We've been a band for the Immortal Girlfriend's been a band for just about a year, coming up on, our first show was last year, October 27th. That was our first show, I think, 27th, 28th. So yeah, we've kind of been we're kind of a newbie band when it comes to playing under this name, I guess. So yeah, no, we definitely hope to get out to Chicago, Madison, and France, Paris. Yeah, let's do it, man.
The moon.
Yes.
Uncharted territory.
Just to happen, skip away. Can we have you do one more before we do our closing credits?
Oh, for sure.
All right,
Awesome.
all right. Let's do it.
Just kidding.
Never expect you gave me life back from
Thank you.
Immortal Girlfriend, thanks so much for playing for us. You want to tell people where they can find your music?
Yes. So pretty much any available digital platform like Spotify, iTunes, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, Deezer. Deezer. Yeah, it's on Deezer. It is on there. Tidal, whatever. Yeah, so that's where you can find our EP. We're working on some new stuff, so hopefully it'll be out pretty soon. We also have a show coming up. Abby Jean is having like this spectacular cosmic weekend, and she asked us to be a part of it. So we're very honored to be a part of it, and we look forward to turning up there. So I think that's our next gig that we have on the book. So that'll be October 20th and 21st. We're playing on the 20th, the first night. Bully is also like the headlining band that night. They're pretty cool. Yeah, I think that's pretty much all I got to say.
Yeah.
All right, so that's where you can go see Immortal Girlfriend next if you really dug this set. So thanks, guys, for playing.
Awesome.
Thanks for having us.
All right, well, we just got to wrap things up here. Remind everybody that tonight's edition of Local Live is produced by myself and Erin tonight. Tonight's segment engineered and broadcast from Club Garibaldi by Billy Cicerelli. All video by Moleskin Productions. Thanks to the band and the great crowd, everybody at Club Garibaldi. Give yourselves a hand. And for upcoming guests and archives of past Local Live performances, visit WMSE.org. Tune in again next Tuesday at 6 p.m. We'll be back in the studio for another edition of Local Live with Jeff Mitchell. And out there in Radio Land, stay tuned for Midnight Radio. We'll see you next week.